So let's examine today's NBA playoff games with Clevis Murray of the Boston Globe. And Clevis joins us live on the line from Boston. Good morning, Clevis, and welcome back to the show.
Morning, Mico, and I'm glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. Rockets glad to be on target. What can you say about the three-point shooting of the Rockets in Game 1?
It's just something that is consistent with the Rockets. We've known them to be a three-point shooting team for the past, 2 or 3 years now since James Harden's arrived. People go over and over saying that their shooting can't last. Well, it's here to stay. They hit 22 three-pointers last night, as you mentioned earlier, on 50 attempts. For the Spurs to somehow beat the Rockets, it's going to be kind of difficult because if you play big against them, they'll just keep running. If you play small, if you're playing at the Rockets' pace. So I just think that for the Spurs, it's going to be a difficult task to somehow find the correct matchups to beat Houston in a three-point shooting ways and a great penetrator and distributor in James Harden.
The matchup problems for the Spurs, was this something that you were worried of prior to Game 1 when you look at the personnel of Houston and when you look at the personnel of San Antonio?
I mean, I honestly thought that Houston and San Antonio were probably evenly matched because you would think guys like Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, Lamarcus Aldridge, and Dwayne Dedmon who match up perfectly with the Houston Rockets and maybe outside them, but as you've seen in Game 1 last night, it's not the case. It's the perimeter-oriented game that is the Achilles heel of the San Antonio Spurs defense. And what we also see is the Spurs get exposed and give more credit to Kawhi Leonard as why he's a true MVP candidate. It shows that Kawhi Leonard doesn't really have the help he needs. Lamarcus Aldridge, who was their big-time free agent, only had 4 points and 6 boards. Tony Parker keeps on declining. Danny Green didn't show up. It is only one game, but it just shows that how everyone else in the Spurs needs to play a perfect game just for them to win.
Would it be reasonable to expect Houston to continue shooting well Game 2, Game 3 for the remainder of the series?
I believe so. I think that's a fair testament because this is a three-point shooting team. This is what they do. This is their style of play. We have guys like James Harden, Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, Lou Williams that can hit shots consistently. It's just the way it is. I expect the Rockets to average 14.4 three-pointers made a game. And I think this is on pace with what the Warriors have been doing for the past couple of seasons as well. So I do expect the Rockets to continue this way as long as James Harden's the leader of this trend.
Moving over to the other Game 1 action with the Cavs running over the Raptors. Do the Raptors have any chance of making this a real series, Clevis?
The Raptors, I think, could still maybe a game or two heading back to Toronto for Games 3 and 4. But I just see the Cavs just taking care of them really quick in maybe 5 or 6 games. When you have a guy like LeBron having 35 and 10, Kyrie Irving recording his first ever playoff 20 and 10 game, things were hitting correctly for the Cavaliers at the right time. For the Raptors, though, they need more production from DeMar Carroll, the big-time free agent last summer, and Jonas Valanciunas, who wasn't starting back to starting lineup. I think if those two can produce like they're expected to, then the Raptors have a chance, but they most likely won't win the series.
With the Cavs winning Game 1, are you ready to dismiss any concern about the Cavs defense?
I think the reason why we don't really talk about the Cavs defense as much as we did in the regular season because of superhuman LeBron. LeBron has been able to save the day countless times for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I still think their defense is a little shaky, especially if they come out of the East and face, let's say, the Warriors in the NBA Finals. I think the Cavs need to get on it more, but they do need to be more perimeter-oriented because right now J.R. Smith is expected to undergo X-rays today according to the Associated Press. So if you lose J.R. Smith, then that means that kind of ruins your rotation of what you do defensively on perimeter because Tyronn Lue does believe J.R. Smith is one of his best defenders on the team.
Clevis Murray, Boston Globe correspondent. Thank you, Clevis, for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Mico, for having me.